Good morning. My name is Nashya Azzura Aliqa Diwanti. I'm from SM Negeri 1 Parongpong. It is truly an honor to stand before you today and talk about something that is so fundamental to our daily lives, yet often taken for granted: language. Language is more than just a means of communication. It is a powerful bridge that connects cultures, preserves traditions, and shapes our identity. It is through language that we express our thoughts, emotions, and values. But more importantly, language is a key to understanding different cultures, building relationships, and fostering unity in an increasingly diverse world. Today, I want to explore how language serves as a connection between cultures, how it reflects our identity, the dangers of language disappearance, and how we can use language to promote understanding in our world. Imagine stepping into a foreign country where you don't understand a single word of the language. At first, it might feel isolating. It feels like you live in a world where no one understands you. But after you learn even just a few words, maybe like a simple hello, good morning, or thank you, something incredible happens. People smile, they appreciate your effort, and suddenly you feel a connection. That's the power of language. It breaks down barriers and opens doors to new relationships and experiences. It allows us to connect with people from different backgrounds, understand their perspectives, and appreciate their way of life. Think about it. Have you ever traveled to a new place and felt an immediate bond with someone just because you spoke the same language? Or have you ever seen someone's face lights up when you greet them in their native tongue? Language has its own way of bringing people closer together, even when everything else about them is different. In a world that is becoming more globalized, the ability to communicate in multiple languages has become more important than ever. Whether it is for business, education, travel, or diplomacy, language helps bridge cultural gaps and fosters mutual understanding. Language is not just a tool for communication, it is a reflection of identity. It carries the history, traditions, and values of a culture. The words we use, the expressions we say, and even the way we structure our sentences tells a story about where we come from. For example, in the Japanese language, there are many ways to say thank you, each depending on the level of politeness and respect. This reflects Japan's cultural emphasis on hierarchy and social harmony. Similarly, in many indigenous languages, words for nature are deeply tied to spirituality. Some languages do not even have separate words for tree and spirit because in their worldview, they are one and the same. This shows how language shapes our understanding of the world. Language also influences how we perceive time, space, and emotions. Some languages, there are words for emotions that do not exist in others. For example, in German, there is a word called Schadenfreude, which describes the feeling of happiness when seeing someone else fail. In Filipino, there is a word called gigil, which describes the overwhelming urge to pinch or squeeze something because it is so cute. These words show how language captures unique human experiences. Despite its importance, language is under threat. It is estimated that one language dies every 2 weeks. With the loss of a language, we lose more than just words. We lose centuries of knowledge, traditions, and cultural wisdom. This is why preserving languages is so important. Efforts to document endangered languages, teach them in schools, and encourage younger generations can help ensure that cultural heritage is not lost. In today's world, misunderstandings and conflicts often arise because people do not take the time to understand each other's culture and perspectives. However, language can be a tool for peace. By learning new languages, we break down barriers and fosters empathy. So what can we do? Number one is to learn a new language. Even if it is just a few words, learning a new language helps build bridges. There are so many resources available today, from language apps to online courses that make it easier than ever. Number two is to appreciate linguistic diversity. Instead of seeing new languages as obstacles, we should see them as opportunities to learn and grow, encourage bilingualism, and support language education. Number three is to respect different ways of speaking. Whether someone has an accent, speaks a different dialect, or uses unique expressions, we should celebrate these differences instead of looking down on them. At its core, language is about connection. It allows us to understand each other, celebrate our differences, and find common ground. In a world where diversity is growing, the ability to communicate across culture is more important than ever. So, let's use this power wisely. Let's take the time to learn, to listen, and to appreciate the beauty of every language. Because in the end, language is not just about words, it's about the connections we create and the world we build together. Thank you.